You know what they say, the bitterest truth beats the sweetest lie. But in the startup world, founders often get served a dessert platter of sugar coated nonsense, empty praise, vague interest, and ghosted emails. Instead of the cold, hard truth they actually need, like a purchase order or a check from an investor. This is where Ethom comes in and makes a difference. Our roast sessions are designed to turn up the heat live and unfiltered. Founders face tough questions, real feedback, and zero fluff from seasoned experts. It is like Shark Tank meets group therapy, but with more burn and less hugging. And today, stepping into the fire is Tiffany, CEO and founder of Oxbridge Economics. She's in the hot seat, ready to be grilled constructively by our panel of truth slinging pros. Now, I will request our panelists to introduce themselves. Panelists, please do a quick 30 seconds introduction about your background. So, if I may start with Ramkumar. Ram, please go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm super excited to be here, and thanks Pankaj and Ethom for having me. And I looked at this Oxbridge, and it was pretty exciting journey so far, and I'm super excited for the journey forward. About me, I'm currently the director of data science and AI at Convera, an international payments leader, and my role is to oversee the strategic initiatives for the CTO office that are expected to drive large scale enterprise impact on revenue, growth, and trust. With that, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ram. Really appreciate your time today. Sukant, may I request you to go next, please?
Sure. Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Sukant. I work with Standard Chartered. I manage enterprise AI safety for Standard Chartered. I've been about 20 years of experience around the US, UK, Europe, and Asia, Southeast Asia. Currently based in Singapore, and yeah, I mean, my experience revolves around financial crime, risk management for corporate and investment banking, data analytics, and now AI.
Fantastic. Really appreciate your time, Sukant. Thanks a lot for joining us today. Professor Zhu, may I request you to go next, please?
Okay, I'm very happy to be here. I'm a professor of economics in University of International Business and Economics based in Beijing. I got my PhD in economics from NYU, but right now I'm trying to combine AI and economics. I'm teaching machine learning and reinforcement learning and dynamic programming and in the traditional macroeconomics.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Professor Zhu. Appreciate your time. Amit, may I request you to go next, please?
Yeah. Hey, Pankaj, thank you so much for including me on this. And Ethom, thank you so much. Wonderful to have a fellow panelist. My name is Amit Kurhekar. Overall, 22 years of work experience. Overall mastery in data, AI, now digital. Delivered over $100 million impact in my career. And in last 3 years, I worked with Moneyline. I created data and digital solutions for the company, enabling personalization across app and digital marketing. So wonderful. Happy to be here. I've just started my fractional consulting journey as a fractional CDO and launching my services, but really great to meet Oxbridge team.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Amit, for your time today. Vanessa, may I request you to go next, please?
Yeah, hi, nice to meet you, everyone. I'm Vanessa, and I have been in investment bank industry for 12 years, and now I'm in crypto industry. I worked for the largest crypto exchange in Hong Kong, and now I'm with Chinese asset management company, also focusing on digital assets. It's very glad to meet all of you here, and would like to hear more about your product and the latest progress.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Vanessa. Really appreciate your time today. And again, thanks to all the panelists. And as I said earlier, please do not hold back, do not hesitate. I'm sure that Tiffany is fully ready with all the answers and an ice bucket. I'm sure you are going to have a lot of fun during the session. Tiffany, now could you please do a quick intro and then get into the FinFAST bit? Tiffany, please.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining today. I believe most of you already know me. I'm Xiaocun, Tiffany. I'm a student of Professor Zhu and a friend of Vanessa. Thank you for joining me and criticize me, please. Yeah, I'm founder of Oxbridge Economics and CEO is like chief everything officer for a startup. Many of you know that over the past 3 years, our team has been building AI tools for financial market analysis. And we are now just about to publish the first version of FinFAST. Since this meeting seems to be, I think it's supposed to be a small group. So I really appreciate you provide your honest feedback and tough questions. So at Oxbridge Economics, we are actually developing 2 major AI platforms. One is FinFAST, which handles textual and unstructured data, things like research reports, policy releases, and market commentary. The other is FinAnalytics, which focus on numerical and econometric analysis. FinFAST helps users discover and interpret what's being said, while FinAnalytics helps them quantify and model it. Right now, they operate separately, but eventually we will connect them so insights from FinFAST can flow straight into econometric modeling. Today, we will focus purely on FinFAST. So FinFAST is built for analysts, fund managers, or anyone overwhelmed by the daily flood of market information. Every day, the analysts receive hundreds of research emails, and 99% of the insights ended up buried. FinFAST changes that. It connects directly to your email folders or shared database and automatically ingests your research materials. From there, it goes through a three-step research flow. Number one, ingestion. The system reads and structures your incoming content. Number 2, understanding. Our NLP and retrieval methods tag entities, detect sentiments, and map policy or market relationship. And number 3, interaction. You can then chat with your entire information base, search across all sources, and view visualized summaries or market risk dashboard. The idea is to turn research chaos into an organized, searchable, and conversational knowledge base. So instead of reading for hours, you can focus on analysis and decision making. We are currently finalizing security clearance for connecting FinFAST to individual Gmail accounts. So users can securely integrate their own inboxes. For now, only Oxbridge Economics accounts are supported by Gmail integration, but Gmail integration will be rolled out once the encryption and access controls pass final review. Finally, I want to say that FinFAST's goal isn't to replace good analysts, it's to amplify them. We've consistently seen a 90% reduction in research time and far higher coverage of critical insights. Is already showing potential for institutions that deal with massive information flow from financial firms to policy institutes. So today, instead of slides, I will show how that research flow actually feels in action, how FinFAST structures a messy inbox helps you search across sources and visualize key signals. Since this is a road session, I'd love for you to interrupt, question, or challenge anything along the way. That's the whole point. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany. I can do a quick product demo. I can share my screen and then we can take questions later. You may be seeing my screen and...
Introducing FinFAST, your AI expert for economics, policy, and financial markets research. FinFAST is built on our curated database of expertly selected reports and economic data series. Beyond that, FinFAST connects to your own database in 3 ways, automatically transforming scattered information into an organized structure. First, you may connect your email with custom filters for senders, keywords, date, and topics. Now the collection of emails relevant to your filter is complete. You can also upload files from your local database or even link your Google Drive. Every day, FinFAST provides comprehensive intelligence summaries through 4 key visualizations that transform raw data into actionable insights. Articles by source displays where your information is coming from and the volume of articles from each source, whether it's FinFAST curated data or your own database. Top Entities lets you track mentions by categories across all your sources. The sentiment indicators, positive in green, negative in red, instantly reveal the direction of market sentiment, helping you spot emerging opportunities or risks. The sentiment landscape displays sentiment scores from all article sources. With differences in trend lines across these sources, it captures the full spectrum of market sentiment, providing an unbiased view of the sentiment landscape. The trending topic cloud visualizes what themes are dominating discussions, with size indicating frequency and color showing sentiment. This helps you identify what's capturing market attention right now. Smart Search automates your research workflow. You can choose to search only from FinFAST's curated database or include your own connected files. In seconds, Smart Search gives you relevant results from internal reports, emails, and FinFAST curated databases. But here's what makes this powerful. You can filter by publication dates or similarity score, and each result shows its individual sentiment score alongside verified source attribution. Every result also links to citation maps tracing back to original documents for complete transparency. Entity analysis allows you to track sentiment changes over time, helping you identify shifts that may influence various factors, such as asset prices or market trends. You can choose specific reports to analyze and automatically extract entities, which get categorized by type. You can also choose from a list of entities based on what you want to monitor. Generate sentiment graphs on weekly or monthly intervals in just seconds. With FinBot, now let's ask about the electronics export margins from Shenzhen manufacturers following US tariff adjustments in 2024. Unlike generic AI that gives surface-level opinions, FinBot provides accurate, up-to-date, in-depth, and logical answers on complex policy and economics. You'll also see comprehensive summaries, follow-up questions with verified sources. Policy comparison lets you upload any 2 or more documents related to the policies you wish to compare and analyze. Here we have uploaded 2 documents, each around 40 pages long, which typically require about 8 hours of manual comparison. Next, you can select from predefined categories or add custom dimensions to highlight what matters most for your analysis. Rather than spending hours, watch how the system quickly processes these documents, generating spider charts and detailed comparison tables in just seconds. Econ Dash provides real-time monitoring of 100+ indicators and expanding, organized by categories. Data Hub delivers a diverse range of verified data, ensuring data accuracy, reliability, while eliminating verification time. Eventually can be seamlessly connected with our econometric platform FinAnalytics, enabling advanced economic modeling without coding skills. With FinFAST, start transforming your data into a strategic advantage now.
Fantastic. So that was the quick pitch and demo from FinFAST. And I'm sure Tiffany is ready to answer your questions, panelist. Please feel free.
Yeah, sure. And I've also shared the testing link in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Yeah, Amit, please go ahead.
Hey, wonderful. I think looks like you've come a long way from in terms of using generic AI into developing into a platform, giving the GUI and some good experiences to the user. So great, commendable work. I will check out the testing link. But now, one of the question which I have, Tiffany, is how do you think this will help, or how would you be able to defend? Uh, let's say, think about Perplexity has financial module, and even ChatGPT has financial module. So, from a mode point of view, technology mode point of view, how do you think the FinFAST platform would be able to differentiate and defend itself? There are few features, but help me understand like how it will go on in long term in terms of being defensible platform.
Okay, a few things. So number one, from the data side, data, firstly, we actually have a stronger function or feature for user to connect their own data. So we are building database for user automatically. This part is essential. So eventually, this will be your personal expert AI. That's point one. Point two on data is that we also have built our own proprietary database, meaning those data is selected, is of high quality. Yeah, it's kind of bias in a good way, biased data. That's the data part. And number two is about the functions. So we design the functions for their purpose. Their purpose is like quickly identify investment signals, for example, quickly understand the market movement. So this function is built before they really use it. And of course, if you spend, for example, like 4 hours on ChatGPT and push it to give you some answer, it can. But now you don't need to do that. It's like you need this every day. So I build this for your daily use. When you get up every morning, you can just open it and look at it, and it is there. That's the function part. And also on the function part, because we have pre-trained, we have fine-tuned the models, so the output will be stable. I don't know whether you have experience with, for example, testing the sentiment score, or like if you want to get some kind of score from ChatGPT, of course it can give you some answer, but that answer is unstable, and it's biased in a way that it always try to give you a good high answer, like a high score for it. Yeah. So this is objective, is stable. Yeah.
Cool, thank you. So what you are saying and what I'm hearing is the answer is repeatably persistent and precise.
Yeah. It's
Consistent.
probably like not, it cannot repeat itself 100%, but the range there, that there is like 5% error range. Oh, yeah, it's persistent.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Amit. Yep, Ram, please go ahead.
Thanks. Wonderful presentation again, Tiffany. And quick question on the thing that you mentioned, which is you can connect to internal data, but I'm thinking of scenarios where people want to perform some trades or do something with the market data to inform some decisions or make some decisions. Do you have a form factor, or are you foreseeing a form factor where you can take the market data and perform correlation or prediction analysis with your own business events? Meaning, if I, let's say, make a particular trade, what is the expected valuation based on the market factors today?
Yeah, so that is the part that we are not discussing today. We are also building the modeling, the numerical econometric modeling platform that is FinAnalytics, and we are planning to connect to data. And on the market, I mean, we are planning to connect that platform with the data input, and also on the data side. So currently, our connection is personal data, our FinFast own data. And I think it would be a good idea, and I will push that, is to connect to like market data, as in the data providers data. Yeah, Winged Financial Terminal, Bloomberg. It's a matter of like communicating with them and to, yeah.
Absolutely. And I didn't want to go there, but like you said, data augmentation, both internal structured data, the aggregators, data aggregators, as well as the research that you're doing, just plain simple research on the news, the analyst reports, newsletters, circulars, and all that. So that could also be a direction
Oh,
that.
yeah, yes. So we currently, our own database connects, we have around 100. Actually, Abdul, my who is responsible for data collection is here. So we have I think 50 to 100 data sources, textual data sources for now, but that are the most important one, most credible ones.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram. Any questions? Yeah, Sukant, please go ahead.
Thank you. Hi again. Great presentation. What I wanted to understand from you is, do you have like a target audience for this target market, or are you looking to have a diverse set of markets? So, and then let me qualify my question. I did. You mentioned that this can ingest personal information. When I say personal information, not personal data, but information for related to me and my trades, etc., and then help me create a database for my own self. So that's me. But I also heard you mention, or that this tool is going to be helpful for market analysts and financial advisors. So I'm trying to understand.
I was not clear when I say individuals' information. It's more like individuals' information about the market, the research, instead of your trade, for example, your transaction history. So again, this platform is more for textual information of the market. And my target audience, my ideal user is like analyst for buy side firms. Yeah, for example, I'm a hedge fund manager. I received 200 emails every day from investment banks. I never read them. I cannot say never, but I seldom read all of them. Yeah, so if you connect your email to this, it will set up the database, your own database for you automatically. And then, for example, if I want to know what is Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley's forecast, GDP forecast for China next year, I can just go to chatbot and ask instead of digging into the emails and try to find the answer, which will take at least half an hour, I think. Yeah. So because I myself was an analyst, market analyst, and that's where the pain point came from.
Thank you. So if I can just ask a quick follow-up question, Pankaj. What I wanted to, I'm looking through the initial slides that were shared with us, and it does mention that you're serving clients across Americas, Europe, and Asia. And so that brings me to the question on how are you handling data sharing responsibilities, or how are you going to ensure that certain data sovereignty walls are put in place? If you're functioning in China, it's got its own requirements for how how data can or cannot go out or come in. Similarly, other places. So how are you working around this, or are you totally compartmentalizing your regions with regards to data? And if you are, then how is your market analysis becoming adequate?
Okay. Number one, we are not based in China. I personally don't touch the Chinese market because of the data security issue. But we do have offices in Boston, Singapore, and Hong Kong, and we treat this different offices or branches separately. Well, yeah, they are separately from the legal perspective. in terms of data handling, because so far, all the data is, I mean, because so far the implementation is case by case. So clients buy our semi-tailored or tailored services for this, for example. So we have separate agreement with each firm or each collaborator. But your question is super important when we publish it to the global market, and that data handling part. I need to investigate into that. Can you repeat your question on the last question on market
Sure.
segmentation?
So so I think I won't pick up the China point anymore because you've already mentioned that you're not kind of operating in China. But what I wanted to understand is how have you I understand that you're probably starting off in a certain jurisdiction at this point. Is that understanding right?
Yes.
And what jurisdiction is that?
So it's separate. Again, in Massachusetts, the US, and Singapore and Hong Kong.
Okay, so it's across, but it's not China, which makes it slightly easier in a way. What I wanted to understand is, so are you going to have like a database of information across all of these jurisdictions and hold it in one place? Or are you going to create compartments of the information across jurisdictions? If your answer is compartmentalizing, then my follow-up question to that would be, if you're compartmentalizing, how are you utilizing that information across the board to benefit? Because markets are impacted by global events, right? So just wanted to understand how you're looking at the data from that standpoint.
To be honest, I personally could not answer the question because I'm not an expert on that. Abdul, are you there? Abdul, he's an engineer.
Yeah, hello, I'm here.
Yeah. Are you able to answer some of the questions?
So to my understanding, the question is basically how the data is being stored. Is it distributed across regions, or is it compartmentalized in several regions, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is actually something that scales based on our users. So for example, if right now we know that a majority of our users are in the US, then in terms of databases, we have what we call shards, and we have our database mainly in the US. And as we keep expanding, and basically the regions or users that we are reaching are across the world, our databases are all situated in AWS. So we make use of AWS services to basically distribute our data across the most basically pinged regions. So basically the regions which are most accessing the data to reduce latency between the user and the data. So it's more so a question of, as we scale, which regions do we need to target? For now, I believe that our data specifically, as in the cloud data region that we're using, is in the US. And as we scale, we can, based on where our users are and where we need to reduce the latency the most, we can distribute our data across different shards or replicas of that database.
Thanks a lot, Abdur. I think Ram has a question.
Yeah, I think I think Sukant's question was slightly different, and we can talk about it a little later and probably offline. But at a very high level, what Sukant is referring to is more around regulations, overseeing the data, the compliance, and the legal agreements that you enter into with the providers of your data or even where you are capturing, because the world currently has become immensely complicated, and whenever you are collecting data or the data sources providers, they have specific agreement on who can use, reuse, how it can be used, where it's owned, and sovereignty, safe harbor, GDPR, and many other things, right? And I think that's slightly different from where it is physically stored on the cloud, because those are two slightly different things. But my question was kind of going to build, or rather, it's a segue from that, which is, if you step back and think about the life cycle or the journey of the data through the enterprise, which is collection from the source, preparation, and consumption, right, and eventually surfacing on the front end. If you're thinking about that, a lot of things are happening here. It's a complicated math. You have LLMs, you have text mining, you have all that. How are you you know keeping an eye on the lineage? And I will have two more questions follow up after talking about the lineage, which is the evaluation or confidence metrics that you are using when you are presenting something to the end stakeholders, specifically based on where you're getting the data, how you're massaging, and how you're presenting, and for what. And lastly, it would eventually end at monitoring, meaning if your models, your analysis is deteriorating over time, or are you collecting feedback for things that are working, not working? So yeah, let's start with lineage, then we can go to evaluation, and finally drift monitoring.
Okay, and the question is, sorry.
The question is, how are you managing the lineage? Meaning, how are you keeping an eye on what is happening along the way? Are things breaking? If there is a data that is 3 months, 6 months old, do you add something like confidence metric for the results that you're presenting on the screen?
Not sure whether I answer your question, but I mean the daily data scraping pipeline is running real time. In terms of the process of connecting, kind of parsing, yeah, this is just standard processing of the textual data. Yeah. And Abdul, I don't know whether you want to add more from the technical perspective.
Yeah, so from the technical perspective, what I do want to add is regarding basically how do you know whether in the data collection process something is breaking. So regarding that, we have built-in logging and protocols in place so that in any certain issue, for example, if we're scraping data from X source and during the scraping of, for example, today, any issue arises, we have an inbuilt protocol which tells us why the data scraping failed, why we weren't able to basically collect the data, and everything basically regarding that is stored in a separate database, which can later on be reviewed by us as developers and fixed in the pipeline, so that if there is a problem in any part of the data collection or data pre-processing stage, it can be quickly reviewed and fixed.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, how do you? Let me interrupt, Ram. It's on the similar line. Just the question: when you are importing the data or ingesting the data, how do you measure the data quality from the source?
Exactly. Yeah.
We have selected sources. So the selected sources is more from the expert's view, like economist view, analyst perspective, like that. Yeah.
So now the expert or selected sources, it is also I'm just taking a devil's advocate over here. Basically, when you are selecting sources, you think they are best, or one of the expert has thought they are best. But what if your customer needs a broader source or a specific source? Now, that's basically you are building a bias into the source of the data while you are sourcing the data itself. So think about how do you want to source the data, or what level of freedom you want to include in terms of data sources and data quality itself.
Yeah. I mean, the whole world is biased. And like I think I'm a better economist than an average people on the street down the building. So that's why I have my selected data source. But if the user have their own idea of like which source they think is better, we can provide a kind of semi-tailored approach for them to, for example, add their own data source for his or her own version. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Ram, over to you.
Thank you. I think yeah. So there's that wisdom to data quality measurements and keeping an eye on that, and which is actually just feeding off of what Abdul had mentioned earlier. One last thing on that, the evaluation. So let's say a pipeline failed, a scraping failed, or something failed. How would you inform the end user that what you're seeing is based on old data, or something went wrong, or your input data sources was down for XYZ reason? And typically in other data sources there is usually a confidence score that is added based on reliability of the input, the pipeline availability, the accuracy, or if other customers or other things have mentioned that there is a problem with the input itself, or there is like a thumbs up thumbs down thing. So do you have any evaluation metric to help the end user with trust on what you're showing there?
I think it's still quite Abdul's side. Abdul, you again.
Yeah, I think to this response, the best way to, so first of all, if there's a problem, even a slight problem as to the data that we're getting, there's even a slight problem with it, it doesn't reach our database at all. As to how we inform the user of whether our data pipelines are working or if there's any problem with any of the sources, the best indicator would be the main page of our application. So on this main application page, we basically have all of our sources, all of our categories, and we show that per day, per week, and per month. So in real-time metrics, how many basically articles or data that we're getting from each source, what's the amount, what is based on the past day, the top sentiment and the entities, the top entities, number of articles gotten, number of data received. So all of those metrics are shown on the main page of FinFAST, which is the summary page. So if in any scenario, let's say that one source stopped working, so that would relay it to the user on that summary page by basically saying that on this day, no data was gotten from this page.
And it, would the end user know? Or do they have to go look for it I mean, every time they use it, do they have to go look for it? Or is there a way that you are informing them real time also that, hey, you are here, you're looking at this insight, and this is what, is the current status of this insight or current reliability?
We
Yeah,
have
so
time indication on the front end.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's the very first page that will pop up when you open FinFAST.
Okay. I will request.
That's a positive. That's a very positive feedback, Tiffany and Abdul, because what happens is whenever you are building in feature, you have to build in trust into your platform, and trust comes only when you are showing that transparently, right, to your user. If you are demonstrating on your web page or your front interface that, hey, this is the latest data update, and this is where it was updated, and these were sources which has failed, and that's the trust which you are building into this thing. So I think that's a good step. Sorry, Pankaj, please go ahead.
No, I was just saying that Professor Zhu has unmuted himself, so I think he
Yeah,
has.
I have some questions. So this is a very interesting tool. So where is your data source? Where are your data source?
Right. Source, as I mentioned earlier, two sources. One is we have our own selected data source, like 50 to 100 data sources. That's our proprietary database, and we also connect to users' database. So basically, a kind of custom database from the user. we can connect to emails and folders and drives, and I think that's actually a great value added for people.
Okay, so my second question is, it seems like right now most of your work is on the, collecting data and draw the pictures, tables, so graphs. So do you think about some other value added? It's like some model, the traditional model is like in the central bank. I know Bank of Canada, Bank of England. Actually, Bank of England has a very active research on this AI, artificial intellectual tools on monetary policy, and bank even. I also have some collections with Bank of Canada. So do you think about this machine learning or DSGE or
Yes.
CGE model? Would you want
Yes.
to use that?
That is to be built in the FinAnalytics, the econometrics platform.
I see.
Yeah, we are indeed building that, and we should chat more on it. I'm working on that. Right.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the idea, I'm super excited about that. And also Abdul is a major contributor to the engineering part of the FinAnalytics. Basically, we try to make those very inaccessible models like DSG and also some advanced VR model to be useful in just a few minutes by clicking or conversation based. So it'll be super helpful for
Yeah, I know that Tiffany has a hard stop at 4:45. She has to go for an interview for an award. So I'm sorry. Probably we can take one last question, Tiffany. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Vanessa did not get a chance to ask any question. Vanessa, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Maybe I don't have a specific question for this moment.
Okay, no worries. I think Ram had had a comment. Yeah.
Very quick question. Are you also thinking about making it available in various form factors, like integrating with Slack or Teams or Messengers, where they could just type in a question, they get the stuff? And second was going to be that I, as an analyst, I do some search analytics, I get a report. Can I share it with my manager or my peer?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Other trading platform has talked to me about this, whether I can connect to or add a module for their trading platform. So I think yes, we are like a kind of accessory of them, which is fine, but also add value to them, and that's a good idea. I would just note it down.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Tiffany, for doing this. I know it requires a lot of courage to do this kind of public roast session on a live stream, and I do understand that you are in a hurry. You have to run for the interview for the award, but yeah, good luck to you, and thanks to all the panelists for being here today. I know it was a very short session, but I'm sure that we can schedule separate one-on-one conversation between you and Tiffany to do a
I'm super eager to follow up with you because all questions are very important, and yeah.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for joining us today. And let's keep reconnecting. Let's keep looking at potential synergies between us. Yeah. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Bye.